Hi, friends. Today we are going to look at a very important chart, the chart of Iran, which is a country that has come into focus in the last, what do you say, few last week because of the attack by the USA. I have also US chart, but I won't discuss the chart of US at the moment. So is it really so bad, the situation in Iran? Because everyone says Iran is not a progressive country, it is a very oppressive regime, as they call it, you know. And we always have to see if something is wrong, which are the planets which is causing it. So one of the things that America claims right now is that they want to liberate the women in Iran, they want to give them rights and those kind of things, which America I don't think has ever done in the history for anyone, but that is one of the ways they try to put it. So, but let's see what really Iran has as a strength. And women's rights, as we say, is Venus, is concerned with Venus because woman is Venus, feminine aspect. And when we are talking about the feminine aspect, we see that Venus is in the eighth house. Eighth house is the most destructive house. It is called the Dushtana, the house of upsets, the house of death. And it is with Ketu, which is a malefic. It is aspected by Saturn, which is again a malefic. In the Navamsha chart, it is in the 12th house, the house of loss, opposite Venus, and blah, 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 a lot of things we can see. So Venus is definitely not in a good position as far as Iran's chart is concerned. So Venus, the planet of the feminine, is not in a good position. Venus is also about comfort, luxury. So even people in general, they are struggling, right? Not maybe not in terms of food and other things, but they don't have freedom. They don't have the kind of entertainment they might have wanted to have. A lot of those kind of things could have. A lot of their freedoms are restricted because of which they cannot enjoy the luxuries. But let's see that Iran, it has a good Jupiter, which is exalted, sitting in a Kendra central house. It is ruling the sixth, it is ruling the ninth. So that's great, and it will give them a sense of luck always, because they have natural resources, they have, that they have oil, we know that they have certain mountains with different kinds of, greenery and different kinds of resources. Iran is a rich country and it's an ancient civilization, but moreover, rich in terms of resources. So, and they also occupy a very strategic position in the Gulf. So, this is Jupiter being very good. The country will always have resources. They will always receive help when it is needed because when Jupiter is on the Lagna, people receive help when it's needed, as if some angel comes and helps them. So, always remember this Jupiter on the Lagna, it's the stroke of luck. It's the blessing. It's the angel's hand, the miraculous thing. So, and also their ascendant ruler moon is exalted. Moon is exalted. Moon is, of course, it is tightly aspected by Saturn, which does not allow them again to enjoy the comfort. Moon is nourishment. But, so the people's house is ruled by Venus. As I said, 11th house is the people ruled by Venus, and that is in the 8th house. Moon is also afflicted. So, two benefics are afflicted, Venus and Moon. Jupiter is fine. Mercury, again, another benefic planet, is between Sun and Mars. So, it is afflicted. So, this country has quite a few of the benefics afflicted, and that's the reason why we will see that this country has a very difficult situation. People don't want to live in this country. They want to run to USA. They want to go to some foreign country so that they can have their freedoms. And also, what we can see is very interestingly, the ninth house, the house of religion, the house of gurus, the house of teachers. That is filled with three planets, and two of them are malefics. Opposite is Pluto, also aspected by Neptune. So very, of course, aspected by Jupiter, which is again the planet of religion. So it is a very tough chart because religion is very dominating factor. And right now Saturn is going through in transit from 2025, mid 2025 to end of 2027, we will see the transit of Saturn through the ninth house, the house of religion. And it is also going through 11th from Moon, which means the people. So the people's revolution has already started. The protests have already started since mid of last year or maybe earlier than that. The protests have started. So since last 2 years, the protest environment is brewing, and that was when Saturn is in the eighth house, and then after Saturn eighth house, we have now come to Saturn ninth house. So yeah, and it's a Jupiter dasha till Jupiter dasha till January 2027. So we will expect a transition point for this country because anytime we shift a dasha from one dasha to another. Like, see, 2027 February next year, within 1 year, they are moving from Jupiter to Saturn. So 2011 to 2027, they were in Jupiter, 16 years of Jupiter, and Jupiter was a good planet for them. So even though the conditions may be not good for the people, as a country, they were holding up quite well. They were making weapons, they were doing a lot of things, and they had a strong position. Like, I don't think they faced much of, they had internal struggles, but I don't think they are threatened by anyone. So they have a strong, position in the world, Iran. Jupiter. Now it is moving to Saturn from 2027 Feb. So this is always a transition point. Of course, some people calculate dashas differently. They take 365.25 days a year, but I take 360 days a year. That's why the calculation may be slightly different. So don't go on commenting, that, I saw in my software that dasha is different. It will be different for most of the people. Anyway, so 2027 February onwards is the transition point to the Saturn dasha. Saturn dasha, which will last for 19 years. So let's see what is the future for Iran. Saturn, of course, is about revolution, it is about protest, it is about activism. So it is about wanting to bring change in oneself and change in the world also. So we see Saturn is ruling the eighth house, ninth house, sitting in the second house. So eighth house ruler being in the second house, in this it is with Mercury and Jupiter in the Mansha, second house, not in a good position. Saturn is retrograde also. It is aspected by Venus, which is good. Venus has a good aspect on Saturn, but it's also the eighth house ruler. So it is slightly, I think it is challenging. Saturn in the second house can affect your economy, can affect, sudden changes in economy, big changes. But being with aspected by Venus, it may not be as bad as we think. But also it is the ninth house ruler and it is with Rahu. So people will start moving away from religion. People will start moving away from the traditions. Because Saturn is with Rahu. So it is challenging because there is a struggle between the old and the new, Saturn and Rahu. Confusions. Saturn and Rahu. Saturn is with the planet of confusion, Rahu. So it's a little bit challenging, I think, in the coming Dasha change is difficult for them. Saturn is going through ninth house, the house of luck. It is aspecting their 11th house, aspecting their third house, 11th house from moon. So a lot of these things suggest that I think the economy and everything, of course, if you're fighting a war, it will get affected. But I feel, let's see what's happening right now in the sky of Iran. In the sky of Iran right now, we are seeing a lot of planets transiting through the uh, eighth house, and we've seen the death of their biggest leader, the Ayatollah, because planets are transiting, so many planets, so much energy in the eighth house, the house of death, the house of transformation. So this month, I think, is quite challenging. They are fighting, of course, fighting war. Whether you win or lose, you are still under challenge. It's a challenging time. I'm expecting things like this Mars movement out. So I think, yeah, in April onwards, I think things will start getting slightly better for them. So I would expect things to get better from April, slightly better. Of course, Rahu being in the eighth house, it's aspecting 4th, 12th. So yeah, it's a little bit of a tricky situation. They are in a Rahu Antardasha right now. Let's see what's their Pratyantar Dasha. Let's see what's their Pratyantar Dasha, Rahu Antardasha. February 26 to April 26, April 26 to September 26. Yeah. So they are entering, they are ending Rahu Ketu, Jupiter Rahu Ketu, Pratyan, and they are entering Venus from mid 2026. Mid-April 2026. Okay. So Venus is one of the most challenging planets. So April to September is a challenging period for Iran. It's not that easy. So I would suggest, but then, Venus Ketu also means the wealth that they get from oil. That is a big factor. So I would suggest that, you know, this is a situation where yeah, it's a little bit challenging for them, I would say broadly. Till economically, it might be a lot of challenges will be imposed on them. The major thing is not the war. The war thing might end by April, but after September, things will get, yeah, tricky. So till September, things are tricky for them. So let's hope things improve. Let's hope, you know. And but I think yeah, it's a challenging period. I'm expecting by April things are getting a little bit, you know, yeah, getting slightly stable, but then the economic challenges start for them. So maybe because of these economic challenges, they might want to, you know, uh, compromise or negotiate for some reason because fourth house ruler is going to eighth house Venus. So let's analyze this a little bit. Fourth house ruler is going to eighth house with Ketu. Then also the 11th ruler. 11th is your income and friends. So not getting the right kind of support from friends, that is one interpretation, but maybe they have secret friends. Unexpected friends might come up and help them. But maybe also I think disappointments with their friends. Disappointments with friends. And this is all for economic reasons that they will be stifled, they will be troubled. Economic reason. That can be the issue. Yeah. Yeah, that is the issue. So yeah, it's a little bit troublesome phase from April to September. That's what I'm expecting. Not much support, I think. K2, 8 hours, yeah, the oil money and all that stuff, resources will help them. But I think the economy will suffer. I think this is not good indications from April to September. After September, maybe with Saturn going over Sun, again, not so hopeful. So I'm expecting broadly that they will negotiate because even though they have a lot of capacity to fight, and I think they will show their capacity in the next 1 month. They have tremendous drones, they have technology, even though it's not nuclear, they have something amazing strategy, which is non nuclear strategy, innovative strategy. So I think. I don't know from where that innovation in this chart, I'll have to dig and see where that innovation comes from. But as we see, 8th house Aquarius, that kind of innovation is possible. It is there in their chart, definitely. Innovation potential is there. But with planets in Aquarius, we have to see. Uranus is in the fourth house. So I think overall, I think this country has a lot of resources. Only the religious fanaticism and some things are quite disturbing. But I am expecting major change for them in February in the coming year, not exactly February, but around that period. So this is a transition period for the country. And I think there will be negotiation, there will be, if they go extreme, they may get completely destroyed. So I don't expect that to become them to be completely destroyed. And they are entering a dasha of Saturn, which is not a great planet for Iran. Saturn is not a great planet for Iran. Saturn is not so favorable for Iran. So the economical collapse I'm seeing coming up, I don't know why, but in you know and they've got enemies all around them. But I'm not trying to say that they are weak. They are strong. They have strength. They will fight this month. But I think eventually I see more of a negotiation situation coming because they would want to leverage the economic situation rather than just fight war. So that's my assessment right now. I'm not 100% because we're just seeing one chart. We have to see the chart of US. We have to see the chart of what's happening in the neighboring countries of Iran. We have to see what's happening with Russia, China. We have to see North Korea, what's happening, all these things. Hmm. So, friends, let's wind up for now, and just let me know if you have any thoughts about this. I've expressed what I can see, and I see some challenges for Iran, definitely, and I also see that they will want to leverage their resources rather than just fight war. So that situation is coming in April. Right now, we might see a lot of this destruction, but I think from April things will start changing. If they keep fighting, I think it's a little bit challenging from what I can see. At least economically, it is going to take them down in a big way. So let's see. Okay. All the best, and thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. You can watch my other videos also where I've explained different factors of other things. Okay. All the best.